Yo, what is good, everybody? Let me get things set up real quick, and we will get right into it. Hold up. Okay. I'm just making sure everything's good. Can you guys, for everyone who is here, can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat. Okay. I'm gonna get my TikTok stuff started and we'll get right into the coding challenges. Okay. Now, we should be ready. Let me wait 1 second. Everyone who is here right now, make sure to check out the video that we just put out talking about how coding apps are overrated. But for right now, thank you for everyone who's a subscriber who's on. Thank you everyone who's from TikTok. We are going to get into some coding challenges. If you have any questions for me, if you have general questions about the code, make sure to let me know. But for now, let's get right into the coding challenges. I'm going to keep it short today. I'm probably going to go to 4:45 just because I have a couple of things to do. But besides that, let's get right into it. So the first challenge I was looking at, because I want to, escalate in difficulty if some of you are a little bit more beginners. So let's start with the convert age to days problem. And it says 65. Alright, so it says takes the age and returns the age in days. Okay. So let me just make sure everything with the live stream is good. Awesome. Oh, oops. I exited out of the page. Okay. Alright, so we have to convert age to days. So I want to see what the conversion rate is here. We have to divide 23725 divided by 23725 divided by 65. What does that get us? 365. Okay. Oh, we just have... I'm being stupid. We just have to multiply by 365, right? Alright, and then the same is for here, right? 20 times 365. Just want to double check. Make sure that I'm not being stupid with the math. Alright, cool. 7,300. Alright, so all we have to do is... Okay, this is a pretty easy one. So, for those of you who are new to Python, and make sure to let me know if you can hear me. For those of you who are new to Python, the way that we give a value back to the user is we use a function called return. And so we'll return our age multiplied by 365. No need for parentheses because this is not a print function, and specifically in Python you would need Python 3 you would need parentheses, but in Python 2 you don't, but I digress. So we check and we should be able to get the right answer. Awesome, so we passed the test. So that's our first one. Make sure to let me know in the chat if you understand exactly how I did that. And if you had a little trouble with it, make sure also to let me know. Don't be shy, and I'll make sure to explain how everything works. Okay, let's go to the next challenge. I'm trying to find some unique problems here. I don't want to start too high level because maybe some of you who are watching don't exactly understand too much about code, so I'm trying to find, something a little bit more introductory. We did this challenge on Sunday, so let's try to find something. Let's go to, first of all, we're trying to be in Python. That's number one. And I want something easy. Alright, let's find easy, alright? Factorial we did. Ooh, what is this? Triangular number sequence. Let's figure what that is. Okay, the triangular number thank you for everyone on the live, by the way. We have 3 people. That's phenomenal. That's amazing. This problem by Matt in Python is the triangular number sequence. We see 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. This means the first triangle has just 1 dot, the second has 2 dots. Ooh, wait. It's generated from a pattern of dots that form a triangle. The first 5 numbers of the sequence, or dots, are 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15. This means that the first triangle has just 1 dot. The second one has 3 dots, and the third one has 6 dots, and so on. Oh, okay. Okay. Write a function that gives a number of dots with its corresponding triangle number of the sequence. I have to look up exactly what is the triangle number sequence. So I'm not exactly sure. And this is okay when we're doing, when we are doing, oh! Okay. I understand. The explanation here wasn't the best, but I'm going to try to see from an image exactly what it is. Okay, so it's every vertex, if you can see here on my screen. It's every vertex and every midpoint on on the segments. I know we're getting into math, so if some of you are scared of math, just close your ears for a second. But every vertex and every midpoint. Oh, so how many triangles can fit within one? Alright, so 1 dot is 1, 3, 6, 10. Okay. So what are they asking us here? 1 is 1, 6 is 21. Write a function that gives a number of dots with its corresponding triangle number of the sequence. Okay. Makes a lot more sense. I'm going to try to cheat really quickly, and I want to see if there's a formula. Is there a formula for this? It seems like there is. It seems like there is a formula. Okay, so it's like, alright, I'm going to write this down. T of n minus 1 plus n. Interesting. Okay. So for those of you in the chat, make sure to say hi during the live stream. I want to make sure that you guys are engaged, and if you guys have any questions, let me know. So, generalization is that. Okay, here we go. This is our formula. N, which is our number, n times n plus 1 over 2. N times n plus 1 over 2. We go to the code. N, I'm just going to write it out. N times n plus 1 over 2. Now, if we go back to the instructions, 6 is 21. Let's see if that works. 6 times 7 divided by 2. 42 divided by 2. That works out. Okay. So we do have, indeed, a solution. We do have a solution. So, what did we just discuss? Using the return function. N. And I know we cheated a little bit, but that's okay, because I just didn't really understand what the triangle sequence was, but once I did, we were able to find a solution. Triangle sequence. I gotta remember that. N for future coding problems. N times n plus 1 divided by 2. And that should yield our answer. Are we right? Ooh. Int object is not callable. Why not? Maybe we just have to go like this. Int object is not callable. Hold up. What is the issue here? I just would, okay, first of all, let's, oh, maybe. There we go. It was just like, I was thinking about it like it was math, like I put the end like, if you guys can visualize it. I put the end like this, and Python wasn't having it. So, submit final, and yes! Alright, let's go to the next one. Speeding through things here. Hopefully everyone on the live stream understands the problem, and if you don't, I will happily explain it to you and go through step by step. I'm here to help you with your coding problems and questions. Let's go back to the challenges page. Okay, let me get some water. Here, it's right here. Let me get it really quick. Okay, I am back. Hello? Hello? Okay. Good. Okay. Next problem. Hopefully you guys are following along. The next problem we will do. Let's do some recursive sums. Sum numbers. Write a function that finds the sum of the first n natural numbers. Make sure your function is recursive. So I like to call this problem. Factorial addition. That's not the best, most scientific or mathematical proper way to say it, but it is like factorial in that you're adding the subsequent number like before it, right? So we have done problems like these last time, and I encourage you to go check that out if you haven't already. So let's do a 4i in range. Okay? We'll do 4i in range. We'll say I equals 0. We will say I equals n plus 1. I'm not sure if this is exactly going to work. Oh, n plus I. My bad. Let's see if this works. It's probably going to tell me that the runtime is too long. None should equal 1. Show me a test, please. What am I doing here? For I in range 1 to n plus 1, I equals n plus I. How about, let's call this a different variable so we're not confused. And then we'll say x equals n plus I. Let's eliminate this variable and say, oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even return anything. That's why. Okay. That's exactly why. All right. Then finally we'll return outside of the function I. 2 should equal 1. Oh, I know. We'll say if n is greater than 1, do the following. Else return n. First test passed. Second one, 10 should equal 15. Okay. Let's analyze this. This is the best way we do problem solving here. This is the best way we do problem solving. Give me a second, guys. Alright. So, for anyone who's joining right now, we are doing recursive sums. So, I'm encountering an issue where the input 5 yields 10 instead of 15, right? So let's go, well, okay, so for I in range 1 through 6, I equals 5 plus I, yeah, I see where the error is now. I see where the error is. I think there's a different way we can do this. So I want to keep this. Let's scrap that, okay? Let's scrap this, all right? And then outside of our if statement, so if n is greater than 1, then we'll do this. Return n plus some numbers n minus 1. Whoa, yeah, I think that will work. I don't think we need this if statement here, and we can reconfigure things, but maybe this will work. Yes! Okay. Does anyone want to ask any questions on exactly why that would work? Why it would work like that? So, a little explanation is that, okay, so let's go to the test so I can explain it based on a case. Alright, if we actually don't need I here, that's unnecessary. So if we get an input 1, if n is greater than 1, and in this case it isn't, we return n, right? And then we get 5. Okay, so we plug in 5, alright, and we return 5 plus some numbers n minus 1, and we put in 4, and it's greater, so you put 4 plus n minus 1, which is 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you guys get it? So like, so if I can like visualize it for you, it's like in 5, out 4, in 4, out 3, and these are being added, right? They're being recursively added. And we're using, which is something smart that you might want to use when you're doing recursion, is we're using the function. We're using the function within the function. How crazy is that? Mind bending. You know what? For the sake of that, we'll add a comma or comment. What the freak? Mind bending. I can't spell. Mind bending. Crazy. Okay. Submit final. $75 XP. All right. Next challenge. What do you guys think about that? Make sure to let me know. Make sure to let me know. Alright. Now, let me make sure that you guys didn't leave anything in the chat. Let me go to the chat. Let me go to the chat. Let me go to the chat. Okay. I think we did this in like one of the first coding challenges, but I will do it again. Because why not? In this challenge, a farmer is asking you to tell him how many legs can be counted among all his animals. The farmer breeds 3 species: chickens with 2 legs, cows with 4 legs, pigs with 4 legs. Obviously. Okay? Now the question is, given certain numbers of animals, we gotta return the resultant amount of legs. Because we want to know how many legs all these animals have, because this farmer, I don't know, wants to sell legs or something. Whatever, he's crazy. Alright, so it seems here like 2 chicken, it's in order of like chicken, cow, pig, right? So like 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12, 16, 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, cool. So what, are we given chickens, cows, and pigs? Alright, all we have to do, this is such an easy problem, and beginners might over-exaggerate it because there's like, oh, there's 3 variables, you have to multiply all this garbage. No. It's actually really simple. And watch me mess it up. Alright, chickens. We're going to multiply that number by 2. Add. Cows. We're going to multiply that number by 4. Add. Pigs. We're going to multiply that number by 4. All we have to do... Watch me get it wrong. No, there's... Yes, okay, so that's all we have to do basically. Is return chickens multiplied by 2, cows multiplied by 4, and pigs multiplied by 4. And that's it. So we submit our final, and that is just about it. So do you guys have any questions about how I did this problem? I want to stay on this because this is like a cool problem and it's fun. It's like has application or whatever. Do you guys have any questions about the chicken, cow, pig problem? Let me know. Let me know. Maybe too advanced for you. Okay. What type of stuff are you looking for? Do you want like really, like we can do like basic stuff. No problem. And there's no shame in like basic stuff. What type of stuff are you looking for? Like, do you want to go over print statements? What type of stuff are you looking to do? Let me know in the chat. I want to do that. I'm doing this live stream for you guys. I want to code with you guys. It's fun. I want it to be educational, obviously. So, and also make sure to subscribe while you're here. You're not sure. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go to a problem and tell me if it's too hard, and if it's too easy, we'll move on to something a little bit harder. Let's go to something. Okay, let's go to a football points problem. This seems like something that would be cool and fun to calculate. Okay, here we go. Make sure to let me know if you're following me and you understand exactly what I'm doing, okay? So, our problem says, create a function that takes the number of wins, draws, and losses and calculates the number of points a football team has obtained so far. So a win is equal to 3 points. A tie is equal to 1 point. and a loss is equal to 0 points. So given 3 variables, so the first one here, if you can see, is a win, because it's in order, like wins, draws, losses, if you can see where my mouse is. So a win is worth 3 points, so we would multiply 3 by 3. A draw is worth 1 point, so we would multiply 4 by 1. So far we have 9 plus 4, which is 13. And then 2 times a loss is 0. So that's 0, so the end goal is 13. Before I move on, do you have any questions on how I got to the certain explanation? Or do you want to just go straight to the implementation? Because I'm ready to go. I will go to the code, and if you're lost, let me know. So now, if you have any questions, I'm still here, so just ask them in the chat and I'll respond as soon as I can. So now, we have 3 variables, alright? So, if you're a true beginner, okay, great, you're actually starting to understand it. Okay, cool. So, if you know what a function is, a function is just like a set of, something that gives us the ability to have inputs. So we have 3 inputs. Like these 3 variables are going to be inputs. So the computer is going to tell us how many wins we have. The computer is going to tell us how many draws we have, and it's going to tell us how many losses we have. Now the way we calculate the total points is, we say the wins, every win is multiplied by 3, because a win is worth 3 points. Every draw is multiplied by 1 because a draw is worth 1 point, and every loss is multiplied by 0. Okay? So all you have to do, you don't even have to care about the losses, because the losses are 0 no matter, if your football team at your high school is terrible and they have 10 losses, the losses don't matter because they mean 0. So we don't even have to care about losses. All we care about are wins and draws. So we multiply wins by 3. And then we multiply draws by 1. But the way we wrote it here is not the correct format. The correct format is to put these 2 in parentheses, as we would do in math, and add them. And that will get us football points. And we passed our test. And we'll submit the final. I don't want to wait to make sure that you know exactly how I got there, and if you have any questions, to let me know. Make sure to let me know if you have any questions on how I got to this point, and if you do, make sure to leave them in the chat so I can respond to them. Awesome. Awesome. Do you want to, let's submit the final, and then, okay, also make sure to subscribe down below. I'm so happy it helps. Thank you so much for being on the live stream. I appreciate it. Are you in high school, are you in middle school, or are you just trying to learn code in general? I'm curious. Also, when did you start coding? Like, what's your motivation? Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm really curious to see like why you guys are watching this specific live stream, how'd you get here, all that stuff. While we go to the next problem, obviously. Let's do something a little bit more challenging. Just trying to learn coding. That's awesome, bro. Learning coding in high school is something like that not a lot of people do. in fact, like, very little people learn coding in high school, and you learning right now gives you a huge advantage over everyone else. So, good for you for having the motivation to do something like that. I want to go to something a little bit more challenging, and I want to walk you through it. Because I believe in your abilities, and I think we can go step by step and figure something out. Now I'm going to ask you in the chat, do you want something more math-oriented, or do you want something that's a little bit more like with words and strings? Let me know. Math-oriented or strings? Strings are like, if you don't know, it's like with words. Go with math, okay. Let's go with math. Alright, let me find something cool. Let's find something cool. Alright, let's go do compound interest. Compound interest seems like a fun problem to attack. Okay. You have $10,000 for 10 years at an interest rate of 6% compounded monthly. What will be the value of your investment at the end of a 10-year period? Okay, this gives me flashbacks back to the middle school math days of doing compound interest problems with my calculator. All right. Okay. So for example, we have what will be the value? Okay, so we have our inputs are 10,000, 10 years, 6%. 12 is like 12 means dude, it's okay. Stay on for as much as you can. It's okay. Stay on for as much as you can, and I hope you got some value from this live stream. I'm just going to continue with the problems and come back whenever you feel like you need to. So our n equal 12 means that it's going to compound monthly, all right? So it's like, so we're going to add the 0.06% every month. We're going to hit that every month. Cool. So let's look at the equation for compound interest. Because when we're doing a mathematical problem, it's important that we have an equation so that we can just put that into the return function. All right. A equals our final amount. P times 1 plus R over N to the power N T. All right. Let me write this out. Let's go to the code. P times 1. Oh, let's do the multiplication because we saw we had an error with that previously. 1 plus R divided by N, I believe, right? Is that it? Yep. R divided by N. How do we do exponents in Python? We do the multiplication, and then, so the double multiplication, double star, star, and then we add the N, T. Okay? Now, we put this all in a nice bun. I want to make sure that, everything is correct here. Actually, we'll just go like this. Alright, now what we do is we will return this, and straight up, I think that should give us our solution. NT is out of N times T. Let's put that in parentheses. I'm still thinking the math world. I'm really thinking the math world where you can just like put two letters together, and like in physics you just put two letters together and they'll multiply, but in Python it's not as. It's not that way. Like, the compiler doesn't read it that way. Failed. Oh! This is a cool... Alright. This is a cool error. And I don't usually say that. Like, that errors are cool. We gave the computer 15399, just like this, 0.26412085258. Alright, that is too long of a number. The computer doesn't want us to, or our program here doesn't want to return this huge number. So in Python, I think, maybe I'm thinking Java right now. If we can just go like that. Oh, I'm thinking Java. Hold up. Double in Python. Just want to make sure I'm doing something correctly. Wait a second, guys. Make sure there's nothing in the chat. Ah, okay. Let's get back to it. Alright, I think we can just do this. You guys have any questions? Okay. Oh yeah, Rowan Makore. That's my brother in the chat. I'll call you in a minute, Ron. This will be one of our last problems. Makore. Okay, so I think if we just encapsulate all this in a float, it should work. It's still giving us this error. Man. It's still giving us this this error. Hi Reflex, how are you? Okay, I think I know how to do this. Alright. I think we can just use the round method here. Round. And then what we do is we have to encapsulate it in one more parenthesis and then specify two digits after the decimal point. Yes, and that worked. So Reflex, do you understand how we did this problem? I know you went in and out, but make sure to let me know exactly if you understood how we did this problem with the code. So we took, I'm going to pull that back up, compound interest. So we took this formula. Yep, it worked. We took this formula and we plugged it in here. And then we used the round method. And in the round method, we can specify how many digits past the decimal we want to round to. And we said 2 because that's what the compiler said. And we submit final. And that is it. Alright, I'm going to do I think I'm going to do one last problem. Alright, let's do one last problem. Let's do a simple, quick, easy problem to end off the day. Thank you for everyone who's been supporting the live. I appreciate it. String to integer and integer string. Now that's boring. All right, let's. Wait, I didn't to click on that. Let's find something nice and quick and easy that we can do. I don't want to do anything with lists. Stuttering we did. Actually, let's go back to easy, and then we'll look at a couple of problems that we can load in. Volume of a cone? No. Let's go. 4 passengers and a driver. This will be our last one. A typical car can hold 4 passengers and 1 driver, allowing 5 people to travel around. Given n number of people, return how many cars are needed to seat everyone comfortably. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a simple math problem. Okay. How many cars? Alright. Now, let's go. I want to go back to the question. Given the number of people, given a number n, return how many cars are needed to seat everyone comfortably. Now, here, I think we're going to be using our friend modulo. I think all we need to do is this. All we need to do is do this. Return n modulo 5. First is passed, second is passed. Yeah, so one. This operand, this operator is yeah, that's right. This operator is called a modulo. I'll spell it out so you know how it's spelled. Modulo. And it returns the remainder. It returns the remainder of anything. Like, so if it was like n modulo 3 and 3 and n equals 3 and n equals 3, then n modulo 3 would be 0 because there's 0 remainder. But it's still giving us this error. So we have to find a little bit of a different approach. So n modulo 5 is going to return the remainder, but if it's like... Alright, okay, so I think we need to use an if statement. So we'll say, if n is less than 5, yeah, I want to know. If n is less than 5, return 1. Then you need only 1 car. Else, if the number is greater than 5, or wait, greater than or equal to, right? Else, then what we need to do is we need to take our number and wait. So if we have like, if we have 11, right, divided by 5. 11 divided by 5 is 2 point something. So we round up to the nearest integer. This potentially may work. One should equal 0. Yeah, 2.2, but that's not going to give us the correct. That is, in fact, is not going to give us the correct. Like, it's not going to give us the correct answer here. 2.2 is not it, because, like... Let's see. We can't use... Right? We can't use modulo, right? We can't use modulo here. We have to divide it by 5 and then round up to some number. So maybe what we can do is... Oh! I have an idea. I have an idea, people. This is what we can do. What we can do is... We can... I'm just gonna look up... Alright. So what we can do is, we can return, in parentheses, n plus 4 / 5. Now you might be asking, what does / mean? Do you guys want to guess in the chat what exactly / means? Let me know what you guys think / means in the chat. I'm just going to make sure this works. Oops. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's basically it. It's floor division, right? So what floor division means is... Floor division means that you are... It's normal division, except that you're returning the largest possible integer from the division. So if we run this simply without our if statement, then we pass all of our tests. Now, why is that the case? I'm going to open a new tab. We're going to go to replit, and I want to demonstrate, before we end the live stream, I want to demonstrate what the / means so you guys understand. So this is just like an online IDE if you guys are trying to code online, if you don't have like something downloaded on your computer, or if you don't have access to that. Alright. So, what is 3 / 2? Let's run it. I guess we have to print this. Can you print, please? Print. Okay, it's 1. What is 4 / 2? It's 2. What this does is it strips the number of whatever is after the decimal point. So 5 / 2 is still 2. 6 / 2 is 3, obviously. 7 is 3.5. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5, right? But it's still 3 here. Now let's go back to the problem and explain to you why I added the 4. Let's say our input was 13. 13 divided by 5 is 3, it's 2 point something, right? 2 point something. Yep, it's 2 point something, okay? But the number of cars that actually requires that can, like, the number of cars that we need for 13 people is not 2, it's 3. So let's say now we add 4 to this number, and we make it 17. Now we make the number 17. 17 / 5 is not 4, it's 3. So that gets us to our next number by adding 4 but not 5, so we're not adding a new car, if you guys understand what that means. Thank you so much for subscribing, PVZ Grinder. Thank you so much. Thank you for also hopping on the live. I appreciate it. So for everyone who has been here, do you understand why I added 4 and then did the / 5? Did the floor division of 5? So I'm gonna explain it one more time. Reflex, so you understand. I know you're a beginner, so I want you to understand this concept. Floor division strips the number of the decimal point. So 5 / 2, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. But when you add the next slash, it's simply 2. So here, if n equals 13, if 13 / 5, 13 divided by 5 is 2 point something, but 13 people don't fit into 2 cars, 13 people fit into 3 cars based on our definition. So what we need to do is we need to add 4 to this number to get to 17. And then once we're at 17, it's just below the required number to get to 4 cars, but it's actually 3. That's why we do the n plus 4 and the floor division and then the 5. Okay? I hope you guys all understood that. Yeah. Let me make sure this is formatted correctly. Thank you, all of you who have been tuning in. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for hopping on the live stream. I intended for this to be my last problem, but I will do one more problem since we have 6 people here. Alright, let's do one last problem. So, like one last quick problem. No, I'm not in the mood to do a string thing. Alright. Well, and why are you so creepy with emojis? So weird emojis, though. Reflex, thank you so much for leaving that comment. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it. Make sure to check out our videos when you have the time. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope to see you on our next coding live stream. For everyone else, let's do one last problem and get on with our days. Thank you, Reflex, again. I appreciate it. Okay. This is for Ron, because my brother, because he loves running, and he was planning on doing a marathon, but, it got canceled and everything. So, Mary wants to run a 25-mile marathon. Okay, she's determined to run a 25-mile marathon. When she attempts to sign up for the marathon, she notices the sign-up sheet doesn't directly state the marathon's length. Instead, the marathon's length is listed in small, different portions. Yeah, PVC Grinder, I know. Yeah. I've seen your account before. So it's listed in small, different portions. Help Mary find out how long the marathon actually is. Alright. So, return true if the marathon is 25 miles long. Otherwise, return false. Okay, cool. So, basically what we're doing is we have a list. We're adding all the numbers in the list and seeing if they're equal to 25. Cool stuff. So, when we're trying to call on numbers within a list, it's important to use a for statement. So for I and D. Alright, D is our list. We are going to do something like this. For I and D, x equals I plus, or actually, for I and D, so what we need to do is, for every number, we need to add the subsequent numbers. Like for every number in the list, we need to add the subsequent numbers within that list. So what we can do is, we can say for I and D, so we use a for loop because we're trying to look at every single number within our list. I hope that's clear. We can say t plus equals I, and then say if t is equal to 25, return true, else false. And in Python, you don't even need the return, but I just like typing it because it's just like muscle memory for other stuff. Okay? Oh, t, we have to define t, my bad. We'll just say t equals 0 for now. False should be equal to true. What's the second test case? Seem to have an error here. Oh. Why are we getting a -6? Why are we getting a -6? That's interesting. Alright, so maybe we need to use the absolute value here. Since we're getting negative numbers. Why is that the case? Maybe negative or positive, but since okay, here we go. So the numbers in the list were negative, so we have to like take the absolute value. So then what we do is, alright, I'm gonna make sure this is structured so you guys understand what I'm doing here. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. For every number in our list, D is our list, T, a variable we set to 0, add every number, the absolute value of every number, to our variable T. Now if T, after we add everything together, if T is equal to 25, return true, else false. I know why we are still getting the error. Because this needs to be outside the for loop. Yes! And it works! It works, baby! Alright, let me walk you through before we end this live stream. For everyone who has been here and for everyone who has watched, thank you so much for being here. T equals 0. For every number within our list, we add the absolute value of that number because distance cannot be negative. You can't walk negative miles. We add every number within our list to our variable T. After adding every number in our list, if T is equal to 25, yes, she did a marathon. If not, she didn't. True, false. True, false. That's it. We check it. We continue. Thank you guys for watching the live stream. I think we gained like 3 subs just through this live stream. Thank you guys so much. I will see you probably on a video tomorrow and a live stream on Thursday. But for now, thank you guys so much for being here on the live. I appreciate it. And I will see you soon. Peace.